All right, all right. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Hey, how's it going, Richard? Glad to see you here. Um, I have no agenda for this live stream mostly. My goal is to just create something live and kind of just go off of that. So I've been trying out some of the UA instruments here. Yeah, by the way, let me know if you can hear everything and see everything just fine. I want to make sure that everything is sounding all right. I'm just going to, just for the sake of things, instruments. Synth, and we're going to do the Polymax for now. Then let me know if yeah, no idea. Studio One was Cubase. Yeah, good to go. Clean signal. All right, can you hear this? It's a poopy sounding thing here, but that's all right. Cool. Sounds and looks good on your end. I gotta move my monitor just a bit so I can see you guys better. Like this. Yes. Cynthia. Okay. Now I should be officially adjusted here to where I need to be. And I have no goals for this stream. I have no idea where it's going to go. My goal is to create something fun for the sake of creating something fun. Excuse me. And then if I like it, cool. Maybe we'll go deeper with it. But I'm going to be live for an hour. I missed today's video today. I've been working on some client work, and I've just been pretty busy. And I just signed a contract with an artist for an entire album, 10-song album. So that'll be exciting. A lot of new music coming out. A lot of people really excited to get their music out the first of the year. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely. Every time I add a new synth, I should say for funsies, all the time. Sometimes I say it, but I've been especially saying it recently since the whole UA thing. Oh, thank you. I do this. I do this a lot. I mix a lot, but usually it's EPs and singles, and I get very few like albums start to finish. The main reason why is because a lot of artists don't do albums anymore. They do single songs from start to finish, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. Honestly, from a business perspective side of things, if you're looking at the business, like pulling yourself back just a little bit and taking a look at how promotion works, it's easier to do a song every single month and promote it. I don't know if you guys have heard of Connor Price. He is a rapper, artist, and he drops a song or two songs almost like every month. It's crazy, but he's been blowing up just the last month alone, just to kind of give you an idea of how crazy he's been blowing up. The last month alone, he grew like 850,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, and he posts like all shorts about his music. Like he makes like fun little skits about his music and posts a lot of those. So as far as the promotion side of things, he's killing it. And I think he's only ever dropped one EP, and that's like the only like collective amount of songs inside an album. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he's great. Definitely I'll give him a listen to. And his producer 100 Gram is sick too. The dude's a genius. And he does everything in the box just like I do, which is cool. So I have been trying out the synth for a while now, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. And this is from UA. This is from Spark. I don't have a Apollo interface or any of the UA interfaces. The one I use is an Audient. And so when they came out with Spark, I was like pumped because I really, really like these plugins. So I've been trying them out for a while, just to kind of really give just seeing what I like about it. And I was impressed with the synths. I was expecting these to be like just extras, to be honest with you. just like throw-ins, but no, these synths are really, really good. And I really like this Polymax, which is, it's essentially a very simple, it looks old, honestly, at least in my opinion. But there's a preset in here that I absolutely love. And I think it's called And Again. Yeah, because it's got the delay on it, and it kind of filters out as you play it. So I'm going to, you might see me shifting back and forth from my keyboard to here, just to kind of get some ideas out. But one thing I love to do when I start music is I always come here and find some sort of loop, whether that be a drum loop or anything like that. I don't think I'm going to do future bass. Let's see if I can find something inspirational here. And then I most of the time, believe it or not, I take it out. It's just fun to, ooh, synth pop. Yeah, we're going to do this one. If things get a little too loud or something like that, just let me know. But I'm going to loop this real quick, and I'm going to come up with some cool synthy, funsy stuff ideas. Thank you. I do have a lot of enthusiasm on this, but I'm very passionate about this topic. Like, I don't have a lot of skill sets. I have one skill set, which is this, and I have another skill set, which is being absolutely enthusiastic about my single skill set, which is music. Yeah, we'll go up the octave. I'm gonna see if I can bring this out here. All right, I think. Whoop. I think I have an idea. I'm still getting used to the. Yeah, that reverse fade is super, super funky. Okay, so would you be able to do a video on semi-free plugins that you use on your songs? Yeah. So when you say semi-free plugins, are you talking about like free versions of plugins, or are you talking about like subscription-based stuff? Because I consider that kind of semi-free in a way. I mean, like, you can pay like $15 or something like that for Slate Digital All Access Pass, and if you do by the month, and it's like an entire pack of stuff, which is crazy. Anyway, well, I'm going to record this real quick, and I'm going to add Polymax. Yeah, affordable. If you're going to go affordable, in my opinion, I think there's nothing better than the Slate All Access bundle. For $150, you can get it for a year, which is cheaper than you can get like one single good plugin for. And you get it for an entire year. It's wild. You get all sorts of stuff. You get their sample packs, and their sample packs sound phenomenal as well. I just love Slate Digital. And I don't say that because I work with them now. I've literally been using them for since 2016. And I've been using their plugins ever since, and literally just this year, they've sponsored my channel, and it was like a no-brainer. I only take sponsors on the channel that I truly believe in. It's been a no-brainer for them because they've just been great. And they're like, hey, take a look at this and be honest in your review. And that's literally how I do the reviews on the channel. It's awesome. So if you're looking for affordable stuff, check out the Slate All Access bundle. Another one that I'm currently going through. Oh, yeah, Vital. I need to get Vital on my PC. I've only been using it on Mac. I really need to get it on my PC because it's a free synth. It's crazy how good it is. I wish I had Vital when I started because I remember buying Serum, and I think it was like $300 at the time. And I was like, I had just graduated high school. I was broke, but I still needed a good synth, and so I had gotten Serum, and just like because it was the only synth I had, I learned it inside and out. I know everything about that synth, and which was a blessing in disguise, to be completely honest with you, because I really learned a lot about sound design. But it was a lot of fun. But Vital is like, yes, the Infinity EQ, Joseph. That's great. The only problem with the Infinity EQ is, at least on my Mac, it has issues loading. And now it is an older Mac, and it is only a quad core, but still, it's a very CPU intensive EQ. But it sounds phenomenal. I love the mid-set processing on it as well. Yes, definitely, for sure. I do love the Infinity EQ. All right, I'm gonna do some kickstart on here real quick. Oh no, not that one. That's the old version. Ew. If you guys have Kickstart, definitely upgrade to the newer version, because you can like it's just so much better. Transposing the key to maybe D. How's it going, George? Good to see you. Oh, Richard. Yeah. Waves plugins, definitely not. I'm not a Waves user. I have Waves plugins because some stuff I can only do with the Waves plugins. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a fan of the business model. I don't like Waves very much at all. It's fine. They're great. They are. It's just the like 2 plugins for $29.99, and then like a month later, like, hey, here's an update you got to pay for. It's kind of frustrating. And to be completely honest with you, some of their plugins are kind of they're just starting to kind of fall short and fall behind. Like their SSL channel strips, they used to be great, but like the Slate Digitals, I think sounds better in my personal opinion. And I don't say that because I've just been using Slate for a long time, and I just really like the Slate plugins. I think they just work better. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people like Waves. I do have Vocal Bender. I have their old synth Codex or something like that. I have a couple Waves plugins, but I don't use them very often, and not quite a fan. So let's see if this works in the key of D. That's it. Let me get a metronome on here. Click in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that for sure. So one thing I like to do when producing a song is I will be very careful with my chord choices, and try to limit the amount of chords that I have in a verse, so that way, I learned this from, I think it was Tiesto. I think it was Tiesto. Either way, he said that you can limit the amount of chords that you have in your verses, so that way when you bring in like the major chord or the minor chord during the chorus, you've expanded the reach that a single melody can play. So you can play a single melody and then just do it under like 1 and 3, you know, and then add all of the other chords in during your choruses, and then you can modulate it if you want to. It's fun. So if I just do B minor and then A, I think that's what that is, which is like an add 9. Also, I'm going to quantize this to 8th notes. 8th notes, and I want the ends to be quantized to 8th notes as well. Just a little trick, if you guys are using Studio One, you can quantize the end of your notes as well. So like, and you can, how tight you want them. This is going to be like some sort of like synth pop, probably EDM thing. And so I'm just going to quantize it there. I can pick out the notes that I screwed up on. Maybe these notes might go down. I don't know, because I might want that drone note in there too. It kind of adds just a little bit of kind of dissonance there. Let's leave it for now. Let's leave it for now. I think that's what we'll do. All right, so let's open this up, instrument, and this is going to be a respace. I'm going to pull up, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to pull up Anna 2 for this. This is in the Slate All Access bundle, and it's like, they call it the Netflix of synths, which actually kind of is. It's like if you have a subscription for the All Access Pass, you get this, and every single month they add new samples or new presets, which is cool. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't download them all because it's just so many, you know. I have my go-tos, and this is one of them. It is the Reese main. So let me add a. One thing I like about this is it's very expressive. So if you really, depending on how hard you hit the note, and this is just my velocity controller there, depending on how hard you hit the note is how it sounds, which is fun. I might try to. What? Let's bring some of that kickstart over. No, so some of them aren't. Like when I create a new track here, and you can just double click there, click plus or your own key commands, you can choose the color. And it basically saves. There is an auto color here, which is great. And then I can't remember if it changes. Yeah, so it basically just like automatically chooses a color, which is like not nearly as cool as picking it yourself. Yeah, it is interesting how same people tune in on so many channels. I haven't realized this, but this niche is so small, and so it's just a small world. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Hang on, I gotta. Let me see. Sorry if I'm trying to pull something up here real quick. By the way, I just love how this sounds like this with just 3 instruments so far. Well, I mean, this is a drum loop, but. Hey, yo, AA round. How you doing? All right, so we already have something kind of there. I want to take this Polymax synth idea and kind of bring it just to the next level here, and bring other instruments around it with the same chords. So let's duplicate that. We're going to duplicate that as well and see if I can find, you know what? Duplicate that as well. Solo it out. And let's see if we can find a different preset here. That was sick. Oh, I love it. All right. Yeah. Oh, and I totally changed that preset. So I'm going to have to turn this one back to my original. And again, this one is 2. Control this and again, dark ARP. Hey, thanks, Nugget. I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can actually take these down, drop them an octave. I'm going to pull up Splice here and hit myself with some risers, sounds, impact, my library. I use a plugin called Restream, and I basically run that inside of Studio One, and then I run that also inside of OBS, and that's how I get my signal to OBS. Bit into business. That'll be sick. And do I have? I think it's. No, it's not. It's definitely an impact. And which one is it? I'm pretty sure I had a white noise impact somewhere in here. That's fine. Don't need it. I will just duplicate this, bring this down, reverse it, bring it back like that, take both of these, turn them down, and then I'll just turn that into white noise by EQing out all of the low end. So I can just come in here like this, like this. And I want the kickstart on those as well. Oh, Studio One just updated. I haven't downloaded the update quite yet because I'm in the middle of working on a bunch of projects. But and I always get nervous. Studio One really hasn't been a problem for me though. But there's an update where you can duplicate entire channel strips from one preset. Because like usually what I do is like I'll select all of these and then bring over one plugin, and then it'll copy it to all of those. But I can only do it with one plugin. I guess now you can like select multiple plugins and drag multiple plugins over to multiple channels that you selected. Seems pretty cool. Has anyone tried that yet? If you're a Studio One user. So let's see if we can add some arrangement here. When you're arranging music and producing music, you have 2 levers that you can pull to keep things interesting. I mean, you have more than 2 levers to pull, but one of the the 2 levers that I think about all the time are taking something away and then adding something. So like if you want to make something interesting, taking things away before we go into the chorus here, well, chorus per se, drop, whatever you want to call it. It sounds good, but it's... See how it sounds so much better already, just because we took stuff away and add things in. And what I used to do was just keep adding layers and layers and layers. The older I get, the better I get. I think I just start taking stuff away more often. But I build out my tracks and have fun with it as well. So by no means is it like a one-size-fits-all. but I definitely like to try to just bring in different kinds of tracks, and then once I have something good set up, then I start deleting stuff or muting things for different parts of the arrangement. Great question, Richard here. So let's take a look. So Kickstart is a plugin by, actually, I think the Cable Guys made it, but it's Nicky Romero is the guy that worked with the Cable Guys on it. And what it is basically a sidechain compression plugin. It's like, it takes 2 seconds, you throw it on, you're done. And this is what it does. So without it, let me turn off the click, and then with it, so it just gets things to duck out of the way, and it's really cool because it's one plugin. Now you can also sidechain it to your kick, so every time your kick hits, it dips. But this loop, the kick is like a 4 on the floor. Now if I mute it, now I turn it back on, it gives it that dip. All right, so let's pull this back out here. All right, I have no idea where I'm going to go from here. I think I'm going to add some vocals if I can. Let's see. So anything that says SD is all Slate Digital. And then this one actually says Slate Digital. Phrases. Are there any good phrases in here whatsoever in the key of D? See if there's anything more in the key of D. B minor will work as well because that's also in the key of D. I mean, that is the minor chord in. And I could transpose any of these. It's fine. It doesn't matter that much. There's a lot of them in here. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I'm going to find anything in this pack that's going to fit this genre that I'm building currently. Do we have any chops that would work well? This is 100. That's F. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to select this. Hang on. Let me drop this down. Select this. I'm going to come up here. If you guys have it already, you've got to check out. Where is that button at? Where in the world? Oh, there it is. Sorry. The productivity toolbar. This is a toolbar that one of my favorite Studio One channels has made. Ivan Calderon. He's a genius, but he made this this toolbar, which I think was really cool because it's like everything in here you can just do with one button. So I just select that. I can click reverse reverb. You guys are probably going to hear something crazy here in just a second. I apologize. Okay, yeah. I'm sure you heard that. That's all right. It's the only downfall of live streaming and trying to render things out like that. But then it created a reverse reverb for me, so. Which I'm gonna put right there. Drag it back. And then I want to add some reverb to that, and I really like the room reverb. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, we'll try that one more time. So duplicate that over. I don't want the riser, though. We're going to drop that out. But I do think I do want this. So I'll copy this over. What about... All right, I need some synth, some more synth stuff. So I got the arpeggiator. Let me duplicate this down for now. Just click none because I think I want Serum. This is the synth I've had for years and years. It's a fantastic synth. I know everything about this inside and out. It was the only synth I had for the longest time. I mean, it was $300, and I remember at the time it hurt. So of course, when you spend $300 and that's like the only thing you got, like you just dive into this and just go hard on it. I mean, I got this like, I think I was actually like right in high school. So I'm just gonna bring down the same chords because I know I'm gonna want them. Link that to Serum, and let's see if I can build something cool here. First, let me filter this out. Yeah. If you pay attention. That is so true, Richard. So true. You also, the more you pay attention. That is a lesson I have really tried to learn. I went from like trying to learn everything on YouTube to buying courses, especially in music production. And when I started buying courses in music production, I like paid attention a lot more than I ever did on YouTube because I paid. And then like now with like learning about YouTube and filmmaking and stuff like that, or like making YouTube videos and stuff, the courses I've bought there are even more expensive than they were in the music production stage. And I feel like I'm paying more attention now because the more I paid. It's crazy. And also too, like with that being said, when I bought this plugin, like I could only buy one plugin. You know, it's not like I could go out and buy a bunch of plugins. It's not like I could go out and buy a bunch of courses on this when I started. Like I had to find one and pick one and go with it. And then I was like all in on that single one. So it really helped me learn what matters most. And then also too, like I'm building this preset out by scratch, and all the other ones that I just get with my subscriptions and some brands give to me, like I don't really dive deep enough into them because I didn't pay for them, or I haven't paid a whole bunch for them because they're part of a subscription. So there's that too. I really like that frequency. That little hum, I kind of think that's cool. Let's increase the... And this, believe it or not, I want to quantize the end to 16ths because I want to split these almost in half. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, literally grab them all, split the ends. I think we're all right for there now. Let's see if I can find a synth lead. I think. All right, I want to answer some questions real quick. Wow. Okay, I got a lot. I saw one. There it is, about imposter syndrome. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have imposter syndrome all the time. I feel like it's like, yeah, why am I even making a YouTube channel because I have no idea what I'm doing? And then everyone's like, ah, it sounds great. It's great. I'm like, okay. And I'm just gonna let you know, well, that never goes away, at least. And the more people that see you, the more you feel it. I'm not gonna lie. It's like I'm teaching people how to make music production, and sometimes I feel like just my productions suck, And that's I learned this thing from a woman called Alex Catoni, and she's a brilliant individual. And she said, if you don't feel imposter syndrome, there's two things wrong with you. Either you're not human. Well, yeah, number one, you're not human, and then second of all, you're not growing. If you don't feel imposter syndrome, you're not growing. And I thought that was really, really, really cool. And so what I've just done recently is reframed how I feel about imposter syndrome and say, if I have imposter syndrome, I'm moving in the right direction. Because if I have that feeling, it means that I'm doing something and showing it off somehow. And that's what gives me that feeling. And that's a good thing. So thanks, Lori. I'm glad you're here too. This is fun. I should do live streams more often. I usually have videos every Wednesday, but I got a little caught up with some client work I had to do, and I figured, well, let's just do a live stream and call it good. All right, I need a synth lead. We're not going to turn the auto color on for that. And I'm going to label this one yellow. Let's see if I can find a solid synth lead from Polymax, which is like my new favorite synth. It is not. It's a great synth, but it's not my new favorite synth. Oh, excuse me. It's from UA, if you guys aren't aware. In the Spark pack. So let's see what some of this stuff sounds like. And I'm going to turn this here. That is not a lead. So, space effects. Let's see, delay. Let's do a hall reverb. Not sure what that number is. Amount. AMT amount. Duh. Let's roll off the filter a little bit. It just got me demonetized. Yeah, low pass mode. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Add some resonance. A little bit goes a long ways. Wow. Can I select multiple? Oh, no! I can only select one at a time. That is such a bummer. That's all right, though, because that sounds okay. I'll just add a repeater to this channel for that ping pong delay that I'm looking for. Let's do quarter note, dotted eighths. It's the only way to go. Dotted eighth notes all day, baby. Apparently I'm not loud enough. I can fix that probably right inside the synth. Just turn the volume up. Bring this down just a little bit. Envelope. Ooh, that's cool too. That's one thing I love about these simple synths is like you can turn up one knob to control the envelope. Yeah, you don't have a lot of control over it, but like you're just there, quick. And I just love that. I'm going to add saturation knob to this big B and put it before the repeater. I love saturation knob. Free plugin. Everybody should have it, in my opinion. It's just great. We can turn that down a little bit. That's probably kind of annoying. But let's find a really good melody to kind of. I gotta stop doing that. All right, I'm gonna practice real quick. Yeah, that's it. All right, I'm going to start back here. Yeah, thank God for MIDI. So I'll just come in here. So if I quantize it to 8 notes, we'll leave that down, but let's leave the end off, but give it a 75%, so it still sounds. Nah, it's gonna be 16ths. No, it's 8s, but I gotta tighten that up. See, if I could just play the piano better, this would not be a problem. Yeah, we're gonna quantize the ends too. We're gonna do this again. All right, and I think somewhat I have a lead there. We're gonna delete that. Probably. And then literally go right back into this part again. Obviously have some sort of crash going into that. What is it? Ooh, let's go into that for a minute. Yeah. Was that ridiculousness? I think so. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll do that one more time, and then have it stop. Go right back into it. So let's just take this, duplicate it over, and then I think I want that to be there. Get rid of that. We're gonna stop there. Ah, thank you. Appreciate it. Like I said, I have no plans on where this is going to go. Yeah, I like that, but I need those vocals. Where are ya? There you be. There it is. There it is. Let's... I think I want that one to be its own like little thing. Really turn it up. And I'm going to turn it to a different color. I'm going to do the same thing here, actually, I think. Yeah, let's duplicate that over, bring this up to here. Yeah, no, yeah. Definitely bring the whole thing up. And then I think I want to... So what if there's no bass there? Yeah, I think I'm going to take out the wubs. I don't like them. I just don't think they work in context. Yeah, let's save it. All right. So far we've been doing this for like 45 minutes-ish. Okay. Let's play from start to finish real quick and just see what we have. Yeah, we need to take this section right here. This one right here. Just eliminate it, I think. Yeah, just gonna do it. Just gonna do it. Like that. And then move everything on over. All right, cool. And we haven't even really done any mixing whatsoever. Let's, just for the sake of it, we'll add a mix bus compressor, the old FG Gray, which is from the Slate Digital Access Pass, one of my favorites. Ooh, no. Let's do the thick mix. Ooh, I'm probably running hot. I am sure I am. We'll take everything, just kind of turn it down a little bit so that way I can actually get a decent signal. Yeah, I can go a little ways. We'll try thick mix real quick, and then yeah, it just brings so much life into that. And then I only really want like -1 dB of gain reduction there. That's really it. Does anyone have any questions so far, or thoughts, or like literally anything whatsoever? Yeah, Richard. The threshold and the ratio is definitely confusing. I believe you have mixing mastery, if I'm not mistaken. So I just updated some modules in there, so definitely go take a look, because I show you the shape and sound and color of sound. Sorry. So the sound has a shape and sound has a color to it, and I went really deep inside there. For compression, definitely take a look at the the shape of sound module that I have inside the course. It's it really goes into like how every single sound has a shape no matter what it is, and how the attack and release knob actually affect the sound as well. It's a very, very powerful part of the course. I will go into compression a little bit. Actually, this Friday, we're going to go into compression on the drums, which is super exciting because drums are like transient heavy, and using a compressor the wrong way on drums can get really, really confusing. And so I want to make sure that everything is all taken care of in there. And all good to go. Compression's hard. I'm not going to lie. And it took me a while to really understand it. Like, it's more of a feel thing anymore for me than it is a hear thing. Yeah, the Mom in the Car guide is fantastic. It's a great analogy. I like using that analogy as well. And yeah, Richard, I promise we'll get to way more detail as the weeks go on in the modules. This is why I wanted to do a drip course where like every single week I release a new module until the mix is done, because I want to be able to answer questions like this, because it's kind of been a while since I didn't really know how to use compression, and I forget what kind of questions I used to ask. I used to type into Google, or I used to ask other people, or I used to buy courses about. Like I forget what the questions were, and this is why I wanted to split things up week by week. So that way you guys can ask questions, get into it. And then we have a live call at the end of the month, which is super exciting. If you guys don't have Mixing Mastery, it's closed for enrollment right now. I will reopen it once everything's all done. Everybody that's in there right now, including Richard, they get some really neat perks with it because they enrolled during the week that I had it open. They're going to get to ask questions, get video stuff sent to them. So if they ask a question, I will put a video literally right in the module because of the question that they asked. I'm building this how you guys want it. And then everybody else that enrolls in it afterwards, it will be like a standard course. But this is a very, very dynamic course. I do have, and I left it in the link in the description below, my course to mixing vocals. It is a start to stop guide of recording vocals at home. Everything that you need to know to record vocals, to mix them, to add creative effects to them, and to get them to sound like they're actually in your song and not just like sitting alongside your song. And if you've ever tried to mix vocals, I know that you've been there. So I will I usually have it. It's usually $200 on my website. I have it for 25% off right now. You can get it for like $147 if you use the link down in the description below on this live stream. It's an offer for only people that are currently on this live stream. I forgot to mention it towards the beginning, but I wanted to give you guys something special for being here. And yes, Richard, we're going to get to all of that stuff in Mixing Mastery. I'm really excited about this course. It's super fun. It really is. We're getting into drums, and I'm breaking down my drum bus and everything like that this weekend. So be looking out for that on Friday. Does anyone else have any questions? There's a ton of questions here. I need to go through and actually see. Yeah, $300, no joke. Yeah, no kidding. So you're still learning the Launch Key MK3. Yeah, I have a Nectar Impact 88 Plus, I think is what it is. It's a MIDI controller. It's simple. There's not much to it. But it's got 9 different sliders on it that you can basically put to whatever you want. Oh, excuse me, sorry. And then 2, 4, 6, 8 different knobs that you can assign to whatever you want. And then there's 8 different touch-sensitive pads in the back. I think you guys can see these ones. And you can link them to whatever you want. It doesn't have to be just like keys or drums or anything like that. Anything at all. It's a MIDI controller, so anything that you put in here can just be translated into MIDI in your DAW. It's a nice little keyboard. It's not a bad little keyboard. I like it. It's a full 88 key, and they're not weighted, which is I'm not a piano player, so I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to playing piano. So I don't worry about that very much. So weighted keys doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, we need a fade in and out for sample and Impact XT. Let me take a look real quick. Let me load up Impact, because I'm not sure what you mean by fade in and out, but are you talking about like where like you can swell something in, like if it's a single note, you can like swell it in? Because Impact does have that option. Let me show you real quick. So if we have Impact here, you have these options over here: pitch, filter, and then amp. This is like your ADSR curve here. So you have your attack, hold, decay, and then there should be. I don't think there is a release on there, is there? Well, let's find out. Let me load up something here. Let's just for the sake of it, let's find sounds. Literally just a note, and in my library. Nah, no. Let's see. Yeah, Impact is pretty intuitive to me. I agree with you, Paul. I think that's. It seems pretty intuitive, but let me show you what I mean. So here's just a. Let's just pull in this kick. I need to quit looking through samples and actually just like show you what I mean. So there's the kick there, okay? But if we take the attack and bring it up, it like slows it down and kind of swells in. This is a bad example because of the, and then also you can adjust your start and end points here with these little sliders. Let me actually clear the bank or clear the pad and then pull up another one. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So when you click it, it just starts this is not how you'd use Impact. Yeah, let me get that actually real quick. So that's not how you'd use Impact with literally loading an entire loop up, and you could see why, because as soon as you click it, it starts to do it. We're gonna do normal. So as you play and then you let go, it creates a loop, like a little loop for you there. And so let's try this. Now, let's say I want to bring this up. So we have enough to have a release here. Hey, we have enough of an audio file to create the release. So there is a fade in and out, and let me show you. So we'll bring the attack up, we'll bring the release up. The release, we'll set it like a second. So then as I touch it, it fades in. When I let go, it fades out. Now, probably what I do is, oh man, this would be sick for like running samples and stuff. You could like load up different pads here. So let's do the same one over here, but we're gonna make this one a different spot. So we could take this one, make it a normal, and bring it over here just to see. I don't think it actually changes chords, so this probably isn't a really good. But you can like bring in like a sample, like if you want to record different like old records and stuff like that and sample things, especially for beat making, you can like load a different part of the thing on there and slice it yourself. It's not nearly as intuitive as like Fruity Loop Slicer, which is like it basically slices everything for you and then you just touch the buttons. It's sick. But yeah, we're gonna clear the bank. Yeah, Impact does have a swell in or a fade in and fade out. Especially like if you don't see this little release, it's because you don't have enough of a sample that you loaded in there. So yeah, if that's what you mean by fade in and out for sample, for Impact XT, then there is an option there. Yeah, my workflow has been, I've been playing around with different workflows. Studio One's great because like you can basically do whatever you want, like especially with the macros and the toolbars, dude, it's sick. And then I have a little, I don't know if you guys can see that, but a little mouse here. It's the Logitech Hero G502. And it's got different buttons on the side of it. And so one thing I like to do inside of Studio One with this is I map it to different things. So for example, if I press the button on the side, it's a slicer. And then I let go, and then now it's the my pointer again. So for example, I could just click it, slice, drag over, done. You know, it's the easiest thing ever. Or if I'm like, you know, editing vocals or something like that, or if, you know, I could make as many chops as I want, and then as soon as I let go, it's all done. It's the handiest thing ever. I really like this mouse. Oh, I can select multiple things at once. I set all this up, by the way, manually. But anyway, and then there's a button on the top, and it automatically adds my crossfades. You can kind of see how that they just kind of populated there. It's super, super handy. I use this mouse quite a bit, and it just speeds up my workflow a lot. Studio One is pretty cool. I really, really, really like it. Okay, so great question. Do you prefer to mix as you go or mix at the end of producing? Okay, so I'm actually in the middle of building a workshop on this specifically, and I'm gonna go mostly into mixing. But I want to break down like how things are. There's like 5 steps to making a song. Okay, you have the songwriting, all right, which is like you're writing a song. It's pretty straightforward, you know, like pen and paper, guitar, piano, whatever. You write a song. Then you have the producing part of it, which is like building the track out, fleshing it out, bringing it into the DAW. And producing also includes editing, vocal tuning, drum alignment, time alignment. All this stuff is done during the production phase. It is considered part of the production phase as an industry standard. The reason it is because if you can't fix it, you got to go back and re-record things, and so that's got to be done in the production stage, which is also like the recording stage. So yeah, recording, yeah, mixing, or sorry, songwriting, recording, producing. But I lump recording and producing together just because the way it is nowadays is just so much simpler. And then you have mixing, which is after producing, which is like your compression, your EQ, your time-based effects like reverb and delay. Sometimes that's even done if it's like a stylistic choice, that's even done in the production phase. There's a lot of work that goes into producing a song. And then after that, you go into the mastering phase. So once you're done with all that, you bounce it out and then send it to a mastering engineer, or you could do it yourself if you want to. So yeah, that's how I do that. I prefer to do it after. So I might go in like if it's stylistic choices, but once you have that frame in your mind of what you want to go, of like what you want to do, then you don't have to worry about it. It's great. So you just know exactly what you're doing in this stage, and then don't go any farther. So if I add, like for example, I added some saturation knob to this, which is technically kind of mixing, but it was a stylistic choice because it got that lead to kind of poke out in the mix a little bit and add it and gave it some grit, which was something that I was looking for. It was more like a stylistic choice. Any of the like kickstart, any of the EQs, like the EQ that I have here, where I was rolling off all the low end, just because I wanted that to high pass this riser here, so there was no low end. So that way when it hit, it kind of really just brought in that low end and played it throughout. I wanted that intentionally to sound that way during the production phase. And so then during the mixing phase, I will do a whole bunch of extra stuff to this to make it sound better. But no, I prefer to do a final mix once the song is completely done. Music production songs are like onions. They have layers. Yes, they do have lots of layers. Let's see. Yeah, I want to go back to this. How do you set up OBS with Studio One? Just real quick, I just want to show you guys what I'm doing here. So on my master bus, I have a plugin called Restream, which is a free plugin from Reaper, like the guys over at Reaper. They're great. You can get this plugin for free. And then all it does, it's like a virtual cable in a way where like you can just route audio from your DAW or from anywhere to anywhere, as long as there's like a host, a VST host. And OBS is a VST host, so you can put a VST in OBS, and you can also throw the VST on your master bus there, and you're good to go. And then it just routes it through. You just label what you want. I always leave it at default, and then I just send audio. And then in OBS, I just receive audio. So simple, real simple setup. It doesn't take too much. There's tons of videos on YouTube about it and how to set it up. So Yeah, Mai Tai is a great synth. I'm really impressed with it. And I made a video a while back. A company reached out to me called Submarity, and I was really impressed with the presets that they had in here. I mean, he created this entire section here inside of Submarity here, and the video's on my channel. Go check it out. But there's some really good stuff, and this is like cinematic kind of stuff. That's all done right inside of Mai Tai. The reverb, everything, all right inside of Mai Tai. It's freaking wild, man. Let's just load up Mai Tai here and here, and this is the electric piano. Caribbean, they say. And this is all from his pack. It's really, really good. I didn't realize how good the synth was until I got his pack and realized it's incredible. There's some creepy stuff in there too. It's really cool. Good leads. I mean, it's a really great pack. This is such a powerful synth. It's not intuitive though. Oh my gosh, is it not intuitive? It's a very painful synth to run, at least in my opinion. I do not like using, I do not like creating sounds inside of Mai Tai. Just my personal opinion there. I just don't think it's a great synth to be running with. Let me see if there's any more. You guys got any more questions? Because I think I'm going to close the stream down here in just a minute. Ooh, okay. You know what? Henry, I'm going to show you something. Fat channel's great, okay? Nothing against it, okay? So, the question he's asking is, do you think the analog emulations on Fat Channel is good or are as good or better than the ones from Waves or UAD, like the 1176 and the Pultec plugins? It's okay. I'm going to show you guys a trick called the Pultec Punch. This is like an incredible trick to use. And I'm going to compare both plugins here in a second. But so here's a Pultec EQ. And so the Pultec Punch is what you throw a Pultec EQ on your master bus, okay? And you want to boost 60 hertz and attenuate the same. So like if it's, some say +6 to 6 again, I usually like to shoot for like 3 to 4, but whatever the boost is, you also want to attenuate it the same amount. And what it does is it creates a really thick low end. It's like wild, and you can go crazy with this if you're not careful. Now this is the UA version of it, okay, and this is what it sounds like. You guys got to listen to this in headphones or speakers. I will leave the live stream up after this so you guys can go through if you want, and take a look. So I'm gonna turn it off. Back in. I'm gonna turn it off. Turn it back on. Yeah, it's thick on that low end. I'm gonna go crazy with it real quick. I'm just gonna boost it up to 5 and let you listen to it. That's a lot of low end, okay? I'm just trying to give you an example of how this thing sounds. I'll probably set it like 3.5, honestly, for this mix. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing with the Fat Channel. The Fat Channel is not bad, okay? I don't think it's as good as the UAD version of it. So I'm going to turn off the UAD version of it. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to choose it's EQ. And they call it the passive EQ. But anyway, I'm going to boost this by 3. Actually, I could type 3 right in there if I want to, and attenuate it by 3. And turn that on. And now that is the only thing that's going on inside this chain. And then I'm going to turn that off, turn this one back on, if you guys can see over there in the corner. So that's the fat channel. This is the UAD. Fat channel. UAD. Fat channel. So the fat channel sounds a little bit thicker on the low end, but I don't think it's nearly as rich. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, I didn't, sorry. Don't pay attention to what I just did. The low frequency, was not set to 60 hertz like I had the UAD set to. So let's take a listen to this one more time. We're going to start with the fat channel. Now the UAD. Now the fat channel again. So the fat channel, it seems to boost it a lot harder. Maybe the attenuation level, set at 10, set at 10. We'll try this one more time to really actually make sure that everything's set exactly where it should be. Fat channel. UAD. Fat channel. So the fat channel is just, it's just a little too much for me. Let's turn this down to 2 instead. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a really great plugin. I just think the UAD sounds a bit better. I'm going to see if I can get the fat channel to sound like the UAD real quick. Yeah, so that's pretty close. At the end of the day, it's a negligible difference. It doesn't matter that much. It really doesn't. I just like UAD. I like the way it sounds better. That's just my personal opinion on that. Yeah, we're still here. I'm excited to see you back. Welcome back. I'm not going to be back on for very long. So I apologize. I'm literally just going to get off here in just a few more minutes, but I'm just going through and answering some questions. So if you have some questions, let me know. So yeah. Now, as far as Waves go, I don't know. I don't have the Waves Pultec installed on my Windows computer. I don't have very many Waves plugins on my Windows. They're not bad, but I just don't like having them on there and then dealing with the updates and stuff like that. And I prefer Slate's, because Slate Connect and then UAD Connect, just great. Just update it, and it just works really, really well. Thoughts on Kontakt versus, or the VST versus Decent Sampler? I don't think I've ever heard of that sampler. Let me... Oh, okay. It's a free sampler. I have never used it before, so I can't give you my honest opinion on this. But I can tell you one thing. Kontakt is crazy good. It's just crazy good. There's no... Yeah, it's just crazy good. There's no way... I don't want to say there's no way that anything can beat Kontakt. Kontakt's just great, though. It really is. There's a reason why everybody's using it. If you are looking for some free sounds, Richard, check out Labs by Spitfire Audio. Let me just give you an example. So you download Labs. It's free. And let's click here. And one of my favorite presets in here is the soft piano. It's just so freaking good. And this is what it sounds like. It's free. It's a sampler, by the way. And then you get to load their software connect thing or whatever, and then you can download all these cool sounds, and they're adding to them constantly. The guys over at Spitfire Audio are incredible. This is a free piano. It's called the Soft Piano from Spitfire. Listen to this thing. I'm just going to play just for a second. Turn the reverb down a little bit just so you can get really Just cool stuff with this. Listen to the piano inside the mix. Here you can like hear all different kinds of stuff inside this piano. It sounds great. You can hear the hammers hitting. You can hear the foot pedal coming back up. All right, yeah, I'll quit playing with it. It just sounds so great. Like even in the lower registers. It sounds great in that register. It's just my personal opinion. Okay, so do I use iZotope plugins? George says. Yes. Yes, I do. Not a whole bunch of them. I should probably use a bit more. They are expensive though, so I'm careful about how much money I spend on plugins and stuff like that. My general rule of thumb is if I don't need it, don't buy it. If I need it, then I buy it, and then I go into that. And the only exception to that is the subscriptions, like Slates. Like I have all the plugins installed on there just because it's there, and then I get to try them out if I need to. But I don't spend a lot of time or a lot of money on things that aren't necessary. Things that are necessary is knowing how to use the tools that you have. That's necessary. If you don't know how to use the tools that you have, there's no point. Like if you can't get a good sound with the Pultec EQ from Fat Channel, don't try getting the UAD, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You should know how to get a good sound with both. And you saw me do that. You saw me get a very similar sound to either one, and almost negligible. I probably wouldn't have been able to tell the difference if I was blind, and just like blindfolded or something like that. And someone was like, hey, which one's which? I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference. So if you can't get a good sound with the tools that you have, there's probably no need in upgrading. Unless there's like some features that like Studio One does not have a format shifter at all. And so you have to have some sort of format shifting. There is Melodyne, but Melodyne Essentials, I think, doesn't do any, which is what comes with Studio One Professional, does not have any sort of like format shifting. And that is the one of the Waves plugins that I do have, which is Vocal Bender by Waves. And then so I can just adjust the formats here. So besides that, yeah, if I can't do it without the plugin, then I'll buy the plugin, but there's no need in like comparing plugins back and forth to see which one sounds better. The UAD I truly believe sounds better, but like it's negligible at that point in time. You should be able to get a good sound with them all. Any chance I'll be creating a production course to accompany my incredible mixing course? Yeah, so my goal is to build out a suite of just a couple courses and then just continue to update them and make them really, really good. That's my goal. And for every step along the way, I think like the recording process, which I kind of went into in the recording vocals, that was my first product because that's what a lot of people asked for. And then now the mixing course, and I probably should have started at the beginning, but I'm going to where people are asking me first. And then, so the mixing course is like a lot of people. I asked all of you guys, which one would you rather see? And most of you said mixing for sure. So that's why I went into the mixing course. And I'm super pumped about it. So we have the mixing course. My plan is to do a production course. Yeah, you're welcome, George. So anyway, the production course, I don't know if I'm going to do a course or if I'm going to do a community yet. And the reason is music production is just so... You can learn the basics of mixing and you're fine, right? But if you learn... And then you'll learn like along the way and it's fine. But like music production changes so much. Like it just changes so much. So if I had a paid community of producers who were willing to spend... it'd probably be like real low ticket, like $10 a month or something like that. We all get into a community. I'll have live coaching every single month. Like this is just something that I've been thinking about. I don't know if you guys would be even interested in this. But then like every single month I do live coaching and stuff like that about different music productions. You guys could download stems from all the songs that I'm working on, stuff like that. Because music production changes so much and it's hard to like make a single course on music production and continue to sell it even though music production changes. I mean, if you take a look at Phineas, he changed the game with like even sampling. Like he's literally going around his room with a microphone, recording all of these things. Like him and his sister were like in a bathroom, like lighting matches and recording it, and then bringing it into a song. And he like won Grammys with it. So it changes so much. It's so hard to be like one course. That's it. So okay, yes. Now, but my goal is to add a production, some sort of education to that whatsoever. And I think the community would be cooler, just in my personal opinion. Um, room acoustic treatment. Okay, so how I did this, if you guys could see here in the back, all of the stuff. There's the ones that look like they got like little diamonds in them. Those I bought. They're junk, not worth having at all, in my opinion. Now the big black ones I built myself. If you guys want me to make a video on that, I really should make a video on that. Um, yeah, I'll probably make a video on it. I built it myself. It's real simple. It's rock wool insulation, and that's it. It's just like a little frame and then cloth over top. It's a real simple build. It takes really just like a few hours on a weekend, and to build them all. You just build the frame out. I used 1x to build the frame. A lot of people use 2x4s. I just think it's like a little heavy for that. It's really nothing to it. So yeah, I don't contract it out or anything like that. You can spend a lot of money on acoustic treatment. Acoustic treatment is very, very important. Or you could just buy like a dynamic microphone like this one, like the PD70 or a that Shure SM7B. And you don't need a lot of acoustic treatment at that point in time because it's just a little bit better. So, that's how I feel about that. And then I think, yeah, that's it. So I just built them out myself, and then that was it. So, last question. You know how in FL Studio you can use Edison to record the output from a mixer track and drag it into the playlist? Can you do the same in S1? I wish. I really wish. There's FL Studio has some great stuff, and I can't really knock them for some of the stuff that they have. You can, yeah. So you can record the output from a mixer track. I mean, I guess what you could do is you could route a bus into another track inside of your DAW, and then just record it in real time. Or you can solo it, bounce it out, or straight from the main bus here, solo it, and then just bounce it out and then bring it back in. It's not nearly as efficient, but yeah. Yeah, I'll make a video on that probably as well. And yes, I'll make a video on the acoustic treatment. Thank you. It would be cool to see you do a studio monitoring setup. Okay, you guys are probably not gonna like my setup, believe it or not. I use a set of JBL monitors, and they are sitting right on my desk with a little bit of some of that foam that I said was junk. It is useful for setting speakers on, and that's about it. Sitting on my desk. The key is, though, having the same distance between the speakers as you are from your speakers. So I am, let's just say, 2 feet away from this ear to this speaker. That means this speaker to this speaker needs to be 2 foot away as well, and then just kind of set in like a triangle towards you, facing towards your ears. And you want about like the tweeter to be about ear level is what you want. The JBLs make great monitors, like affordable monitors. Rocket KRKs are great. They're great affordable monitors as well. If you spend like $300 a speaker or $200 a speaker, you're getting to like already somewhat decent territory, especially if you're like not mastering yourself. And then get a good set of headphones, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what I do. And I have no subwoofer. I think a subwoofer can lie to you sometimes if you're not careful. The JBLs are great; they're pretty flat. So having nice low end can start building up in your room, and a subwoofer can just lie to you sometimes, and then you're making your mixes thinner than you are. This is just my personal opinion with it. And then sometimes with these speakers, I make my mixes a little bit heavier, so I always like heavier on the low end. So I always check in my headphones. Yes, I will definitely. Are, would you be willing to discuss some concerns we have regarding production so that, of course, could lead to a foundation, leading us to a community? Yeah, I could do that as well. Um, I'm not gonna lie though, I would probably prefer to do some sort of like free 45-minute workshop or something like that, or hour-long workshop. Really diving deep into production and stuff like that, and then having the community as an option if people are willing, because producing changes a lot. I'll probably make a dedicated, at least at the very least, a workshop, a free workshop on that. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, the biggest step forward for me was to move up from using a cheap Chinese mic to a Rode NT1A. Yeah, the Rode NT1A is not, it's not a bad microphone. um, for me personally, for my voice, it was a bit honky. But it's a great. Oh, NT2A. I don't think I've ever used the NT2A. Let me look this up. Yo, no, I have never. I take back what I said then. I have never used the NT2A. The NT1A was a bit honky for me. It's great mic. I mean, you could. It sounded great on acoustic guitars and a female vocalist I worked with one time. But the NT2A I've never used. That's actually it looks like a decent microphone. It's kind of expensive too, almost $500. That's a sounds like a great mic. I might do some digging in that and check that mic out. Yeah, no, that's a Rode makes some great microphones. Really good microphones. Yeah, it's just under $500 from Sweetwater right now. Um, so next, oh, sorry, my bad. The next question, and then I think I'm going to, yeah, it's a very bright mic. I'm gonna go into the, basically, I think I'm just gonna end the stream here, after this, unless you guys have any more questions. In the next live, you could talk about mixing with NX Studio or binaural monitoring. The NX Studio and stuff like that. I haven't got a chance to really pay attention to how this stuff works. I'd really like to get Slate's VSX, and check that out. Their virtual headphone system. That would be something that I'd really like to check out. Besides that, I don't do any sort of that stuff. I don't even like tune my room, because, and this is going to sound controversial. I think people are going to disagree with me on it, but it's all right. I don't like using like tuning plugins and stuff like that on your mixes, because you're not listening to your songs in your studio with that plugin on. It's like, oh, well, it sounds flat, it sounds clear, but it's like, but are you listening to music on your speakers in your room with that feature on? No, you're loading Spotify and going directly from Spotify to your speakers, and you're listening to music. You should be listening to music in your room. If you're not, like, what are you doing? You should totally listen. But then you're gonna learn how your room sounds, and that's just a way better way than trying to tune your room and trying to use all of this fancy equipment that's kind of seems like a gimmick sometimes. I've used it before. It's all right. It'll make your room really flat, and if you're really particular about that, that's fine. But for me personally, I'd rather just know how my room sounds. Like that's why I like all of these guys that build their studios. Like they know how their room sounds, and that's what they do. That's what they use. And I just don't think there's any reason to use those tools if you really know what your room sounds like. Just get some acoustic treatment up on your walls at first before you do anything else. Like if you're using monitors, get acoustic treatment up on your walls at the very least, and start controlling some of those frequencies that are going all over the place before you even get like a microphone to tune your room and all that software. And then get into, or I'd start with a nice pair of headphones first, and then studio monitors with acoustic treatment on the walls and stuff like that. And then just learn how your room sounds. That's just my personal opinion. Some people will probably disagree with me on that one. That's okay. Um, and honestly, that stuff's not bad. I just think it's like the 80-20 principle. Like 80% is like you and knowing how your room sounds, and that like extra 20% that you could get by having a really flat response because your things are tuned the way they're supposed to be, and then you got to remember to turn the plugin off on your master bus before you render it out. It's a mess. Yeah, and then you turn it off and render it out, and then it sounds different on Spotify than it did in your room when you were mixing it. Because yeah, just listen to music in your room. You have so. Yeah, I saw that mic could change polar patterns on that. Like there's some switches. I mean, the whole front of that thing was just a bunch of switches. I'm gonna show it over here on the main screen here for you guys. This is the Rode NT2A. Figure 8 cardioid, literally just a circle. There's some high pass filters there, and it looks like a pad or like a gain switch there. Nice. Nice. I've never used that mic before. That sounds like a great deal. So I'll have to check that mic out. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I think we need top 5 affordable headphones list. Audio Technica AT. No, sorry, that's the AT2020 is the microphone. Audio Technica M50X. Check those out. I think they're like about $100, maybe a little over $100. They're a great headphone. And if you do like the M40s, which have just a bit of a smaller driver, I think you can get them for like under $100. Definitely check those out. They're worth having. Audio Technica makes great gear, and they make great headphones as well. So check those out. So thank you guys for sticking around on the stream. I'm going to book it out of here, and I'll talk to you all later. I appreciate you guys sticking around. See ya.